When is the last time that you have been to a wedding? One that you really enjoyed or one that you may not have enjoyed so much? What is the main aspect that made you either enjoy the wedding a lot or not enjoy the wedding a lot? And most of the time, the answer is the wedding venue. The wedding venue is very important. It's very important for the whole mood of the wedding. It's important to the bride and her family so that way they make sure they feel comfortable. It's in an environment that they like to be in. And most importantly, that it just fits the entire theme of the wedding. In this speech, I'm going to discuss 3 different reasons why it's important to pick a perfect wedding venue for you and your fiance and your family. Of course, there's many more than 3 reasons why it's important, but I'm just going to keep it short and sweet and 3 reasons why it's important. And the first reason is the budget. When you first get engaged, you are so excited. You want to look at everything wedding and you're just super excited. But you first need to sit down with your parents and come up with a budget. The budget is the most important thing. You don't want to go to a wedding venue and absolutely fall in love with it, and that's what you want, but you just can't afford it. And that's the sad part. That's what a lot of people do. And you don't want to do that. You want to start on the front end. You want to sit down. You want to make a budget. You want to say, hey, this is what I can spend. This is what I feel comfortable with. And then go from there. Go to the wedding venue. Go to the coordinator there and say, hey, what comes in this price? Do you cater food? Do we have to bring in catered food? Is that linen, silverware, tables, chairs? What's all included in that price? So you know what all else you need to budget besides just the place. And according to the Knot in 2016, wedding prices just keep going up. They've gone up $5,000 since 2010. And in that $5,000, 2,000 of it is strictly wedding venues. People know that you're going to come there and get married. They're going to be booked. They're going to be booked over a year in advance. So why won't they charge more? They're going to add this price on and that price on. So make sure you find out all those little small details before booking a wedding venue so you don't get screwed in the long run and say, hey, I didn't know that price was not included. You would think it would be, but it's not. So make sure that you look at all those little details. You get a piece of paper of what all it includes so that way you're well aware of everything that it charges. And the second thing is that it fits the theme of your wedding. You want everybody to feel comfortable. You want people to feel comfortable and not feel like they're in a bad environment. Like if you have a very elegant wedding, you don't want it to be in a barn. I mean, you want it to fit the occasion. You want it to all flow. Now, you can have a very elegant wedding in a barn. I've seen people do it. But if that's not your taste and that's not what you're going for, you want to make sure that you find what you're wanting. And a lot of places book really quick in advance, so you want to make sure that you get on it, you get what you want, and you get it booked. And the third thing is that it has a positive impact on your guests. You don't want it to not flow. You don't want it to not seat enough people. You don't want it to not have enough parking. You don't want it to not have bathrooms. It's just little small things that you want to make sure that it has so that way your guests feel comfortable and everybody's there to have a good time and to celebrate you. And always ask those questions. Ask, some wedding venues don't have bathrooms? You would be surprised. I've run into that, but you want to make sure that you ask and ask everything that you can. What all it includes, what it doesn't include, and how quick in advance do you have to pay, what is paid up front, what's paid on the end, what's the deposit. There's just lots of little small things that you want to ask. But according to the Bride Story in 2016, the tone and overall aesthetics are set by the venue. So you want to make sure that your venue is appropriate for the setting of the wedding, that it all flows, and that you ask all those questions to make sure all that does happen, and that it's the perfect wedding for you and your fiance. I hope this speech was informative. If you are going to plan a wedding and you need a wedding venue, that you first sit down with your budget, you make sure the whole wedding flows, you make sure it fits the guest, it fits what you need, and that you're happy with it, and that's really all that matters, is that it's all what you want. So I hope this speech was informative, and have a great day. Thanks.